Okay, so I'm Grasswalker. Hello and welcome to the lower bracket semi-finals for the Dota 2 Bot Masters 2022. On the Radiant side, we have Edge AI, who are occupying my local development script section, and on the Dire side, we have Bot Experiment Credit Furious Puppy. Let's start this lobby up and see who is looking to advance to the lower bracket finals.
All pick.
Just adjust the monitor real quick so the sun isn't glaring on it. Both of these teams very accomplished throughout the tournament so far. They haven't faced each other yet.
Oracle.
Edge AI, Furious Puppy. We've got a fresh matchup here. We've got a Ricky pick. That's the first Ricky of the tournament. Let's see what they can do with the first Ricky of the tournament. We've got some spicy picks on both sides, to be honest. We've got Queen of Pain, Venomancer, Oracle, Snapfire, Anti-Mage. The Radiant side of Edge AI. And Furious Puppy, they've gone for Huskar, Ricky, Enchantress, Shadow Demon, and Warlock. I don't know where these things think they're going to be laning. I mean, you know that the Anti-Mage is going to have to take the safe lane. You would imagine Quap wants mid. Anti-Mage probably best to be supported by either the Oracle or the Snap. I don't think you want a Veno in your lane if you're the Snap. Huskar mid is a safe bet for where he will end up going. Ricky in the safe lane, and then presumably a farming Ench 3. I would hope that the Warlock goes to lane with the Ricky. He feels a little bit more like the support Ricky wants in lane, but I don't play a lot of Ricky, so... Got this aggressive movement from Furious Puppy on the Dire side, hunting for any kills they can find on the Radiant side in the small camp. Meanwhile, Anti-Mage scouting out a little bit. Huskar in the danger zone on the stairs. They see each other. AM's going to start tanking a tower shot.
30 seconds.
You might think about tanking a second tower shot. Oh, he puts a right click onto the Huskar. That sends the Huskar retreating for that tower regen, an extra 1 health a second. And they're back to the little dance-off. They're both trying to get here. They want to get to this exact spot here. Both sides looking for runes that don't exist anymore, but the split's a little bit different.
The battle begins.
There'll be 1 rune for each side to start with. Ward placed down by the Shadow Demon, who will then TP top. So it's going to be Shadow Demon Ricky lane, which I don't think is that bad. It's a little bit more aggressive at the very least. Warlock, not a hero that hunts for kills, but I don't know if Ricky wants a laning partner that's going to be hyper aggressive or not. I know Oracle, I'm not sure how much you can go in on them. It doesn't look like there'll be much action here.
Thou art denied.
AM Snap in okay-ish lane, I feel. I mean, I played the Snapfire in an AM Snap lane, and I don't think it went too badly, but it's hard to compare human pubs with bot scrubs. Radiant side off to the first wave advantage. 3 last hits on Veno. 1 for the AM. 1 for Ricky, and then 4 denies for Quap, but no last hits. 5 denies, 6 denies for Quap, but still no last hits. She's racking them all up. The wave is all here and available for her. Decides not to go for that one. Gonna get a couple of these. Gets 4 of the 6, actually. I'm quite proud of her for that. That's some decent last hitting under tower. So the Quap with a very dominant start. Furious Puppy's Huskar. Not really sure how he's going to get himself in the lane. The staircase causing all kinds of problems for him. And Quap is not a hero that you want to fall behind in the lane against. The Shadow Strike burn damage gets very painful. An early 6 on a Quap threatens a kill on any hero in the game, to be honest. God forbid if she starts hunting for your side laners as well. Scar does get a cheeky deny. The 2 last hits, 1 CS with Huskar, 6 and 8 of Quap. Safe lane, a similar story. Not quite as dominant, but the Anti-Mage is up there with 7 to Enchantress's 5. Although given the creep wave numbers, there are 4 creeps available for Ench if he wants to get them. That's 1. It's 2. AM9, Ench 7, but the dire side starting to fall behind on the creeps now, but now as the wave meets, Ench gets this range. Oh, snap with a nice deny. AM having to blink out. Fatal Bonds plus right clicks cause him some issues. We saw good play from the Enchantress in the last game. Quop having to walk to base. That's worse than just delivering yourself a salve, I think. It's not even quite committing to the walk to base either. The worst of all worlds, and that's giving Huskar the opportunity to get back in this game, but he's not taking it. Not taking any of those last hits. Have a look at how top lane's going. We've got some weird chase going on here. Ricky, it's got the poison sting. Ooh, he turns. That could be dangerous. The Gale is up in 10 mana, which is in 5 seconds. 3 seconds. Well, the salve's cancelled. Venno can commit to this if he wants it. Lands the Gale. Couple of right clicks and he will die. I think Ricky ticks out. 8 per second. One more right click, Venno. He doesn't want to chance the tick not working, so he will trade his life for that first blood, but that's a huge advantage for him. Meanwhile, the lane given to both of the support. Keep an eye on this mid lane. This is what I want to pay the most attention to.
Radiant's courier
They
has
feel
been
like
killed.
these heroes are going to be some of the most impactful in the game. We watched an AM free farm in the last game and they ended up not really doing anything with it. A 16 CS on the AM, 14 on the Enchantress. This Radiant safe lane, it's the money maker. I'm gonna have a glance at the network to see the Venno off the first blood, and then Ench is actually quite far ahead. AM must be buying lots of regen, whereas the Ench is kind of fine. We will also have to see whether or not Ench skills her ultimate. We had an issue with that in another game. It wasn't Furious Puppy playing it though. Ooh, there's a kill on the Shadow Demon.
Is the only antidote.
The Venno slows, the wards, Oracle Burst, it's all there. Ricky forced out of lane again. He only just got back to lane. Oracle's going to pin him in place.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Venno, not with any mana, can't commit too much to that. Snap, getting the shotgun blast onto the Ench, but she is so fast. 365 movement. The impetus hits so hard though. AM struggling to find a place to blink, just sort of blinks exactly where he already was. I feel like the Ench is getting the best out of this lane. Now having forced the AM, buy another salve, pop another salve. Huskar still stuck on this cliff, but he does hit level 6 first. Being stuck on the cliff at the very least means that you get the XP, and then when the Quop goes to get stuck on the cliff, she's dead. Solo kill for the Husk. That a little bit activates him to start playing a bit more. This is the CS on the catapult though. Quop with 11 CS, Huskar with 4 CS and a kill. I think the Huskar's 1 mid. I mean, he's going to be level 7 by the time Quop respawns. She's not even going to be 6. Enchantress going in on the Snapfire, she's having a golem creep.
Worthy tribute.
She's definitely winning this right-click war. Out comes the first impetus.
Radiant's middle
She's got
tower
enchant,
is under
she
attack.
wants it. She's got the double stun. It's a massacre. Almost gets a courier too. Does finish off the courier. That's another 40 gold for our entire team. And AM
has been killed.
being chased by little shard golems. I don't think he can catch up to her. He only runs at 350. She runs at 365. He finds her now. All of her mana's
Dire's
gone, but the
bottom
Warlock's
tower is
here.
under attack.
Fatal Bonds onto 1 is not going to achieve anything. However, AM's dead. It's
Death's
A massacre. Puppy winning at least mid, courtesy of the Huskar, at least bottom, courtesy of that wipeout. Still think that they're losing top, though. If Oracle and Venno are kind of stuck in the shop here, might not be
Radiant's
losing top
top
for long,
tower
although
is
the
under
Ricky's
attack.
only level 3. Let's have a look at the hero levels. Yeah, Ricky is effectively not in this game for a while. He needs some recovery.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Net worth is what we're after. Ench, the winner of the laning stage. Congratulations, Ench. Benno AM won their respective lanes. Ish. The AM got what he needed, but he died. He didn't need to die there. And the Huskar slightly ahead of the Quap, but neither mid laner doing very well at all, to be honest. You're looking at that, you're not very proud of your mid laners. There's still a bounty rune from the start of the game. Huskar will pick up the invis, finally picks up the bounty too. AM, a similar issue to the Ricky. AM's only level 4. Ricky just is the safe lane 1 positions are very far behind on levels this game. Laning stage feels as though it's coming to a close in the next 2 minutes. Everyone's still hanging around in their lanes now, but Ench has gone off wandering. Oh no. Oh, dies mid again. I was watching the Venno hunt down the Shadow Fiend on the minimap. Venno off to a great start this game. How much can he put this team on his back? Because Quap isn't
Dire's
having a
middle
game
tower
right now.
is
She's a
under
bottom
attack.
4 hero as the
Tis
mid.
mine.
Should not be happening.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Ench struggling to jungle. She's not using the enchant on the creeps. She might be sacrificing her game here. She's the highest net worth in the game before. Has begun to drop off now, and with the pressure relieved, AM and Snap having a bit better of a time in the lane now. Flag Bearer creep gives 120 gold, split across 2 heroes down here. Next thing you know, after a couple of good waves farming, AM's back on top of the net worth. Huskar's here though, he wants to put a stop to that. Fatal Bonds, it's on both of them. Huskar's looking for a weird entry. Huskar TP's back mid. Oracle solo zoning both Dire heroes out of the lane. Means Venno's getting solo XP and free farm. They're struggling to deal with that Oracle. They're jumping onto her now. We see the Quap dies mid again. Oracle gets out. Should have gone over here. Huskar now, level 9. Quap only level 7. She doesn't have boots yet. Oh boy. This is going to be a rough game for this Quap. I don't know if there's a comeback for this Quap, as we see Venom scale onto 2, then the Oracle's fortunes end onto the same 2. They're
Radiant's
slowed up,
middle
they're getting
tower
right
is under
click
attack.
down. There's a salve available, but it's not going to quite work. That's the first kill in the hands of the Venno. Now they need the second. Ricky, he's not level 6 yet, so he's fully visible. Blinks up after running onto the low ground. Trying to run away as best he can, but he's so slow. Double poison stings on him, slowing him by about 23%. More right clicks coming out. Oracle needs to land another Fortune's End. Hold him in place. She lands it. He's dead.
I'm
2 kills top lane again. This Venno claws himself at the top of the net worth chart. What's he gonna build? What's his itemization gonna be like? Skill build, we're seeing max poison sting, max wards.
Dire's middle tower is
Might be
under
looking
attack.
for a kill on the Shadow Demon as well, but they don't quite have the mana for it. Without mana for Gale, it's a little bit awkward to go in. Scar having a bit of a run around. He's finished Tread's Bracer. That's going to make him feel very good. Op desperately trying to recover some farm mid lane.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Not quite a push. Each creep landing 3 or 4 shots onto the tower. Warlock, level 7. Chasing the AM away. He hasn't skilled upheaval, which is good. We've seen some very questionable upheaval channels from bots in the past. I'm always nervous when a Warlock's picked, because the Golem is such an exceptional bot fight ability, and the Fatal Bonds, to be honest. But the upheaval, not what they're looking for. Shadow Demon. Eyes top. Another kill in the hands of the Oracle. He loves stealing them. With the little Purifying Flames, he's maxed that. 360 immediate damage. If it doesn't kill them, of course, they start to heal back up. Kills them. They're done for. Ricky gets 6 on Invis. He's fighting a Veno Ward, but that reveals his position. Then holds him still. Invis for now. Oh, he fights the little Veno Ward. Invis again fights the Veno Ward, but he keeps revealing himself. Now he's at half, running away. Finishes his phase boots.
You are simply not.
I think Quap's gonna die mid again, but it's really hard to predict. I mean, it's a DD Huskar.
Double damage!
If he uses his life break, that Quap definitely dies. She's stuck on the cliff. This little staircase causing infinite problems for all of the bots. She might even die to creeps here. Another kill. Meanwhile, DD Huskar jumping the AM, couple of clicks, blink into the position he was already in. He's dead, and all of a sudden Huskar's 4-0. I thought this Huskar was getting crushed in the lane. After those first couple of waves where Queen of Pain had like 15 CS and Huskar had 0, I thought it'd be the Quap who'd be having this like 4-0 game, but she's 0-3. Where's the Ench? What has Ench been doing for the past 5 minutes? She's been in the jungle. It's okay for her net worth. She's only level 5. She's really struggling
Radiant's middle tower is under
to
attack.
jungle. I think she should just go back to a lane. Snapfire, the kisses are off the mark. Mana Void, that's not how you want to use that.
Dire's
Edge
top
AI,
tower is
some
under
sloppy
attack.
play bottom. The cookie's good though. If only they had the Mana Void. Golems are out, Fatal Bonds is up, a couple of right clicks. The Golem's not being microed though. If you don't micro the Golem, it's a lot worse. Veno dies top, Ricky manages to jump in. Under the Veno ultimate though, Ricky will fall.
You saw right through me.
And Enchantress just with the Poison Nova, ticking for 2 damage. That's definitely not how much that's ticking for. Oh, how am I always yawning when I'm trying to cast Dota? So, we saw an advantage begin to build for Puppey. Now the advantage begins to build for Edge AI. This mid push looks good. They've got a decently
Dire's
sized
middle
wave
tower is
with a
under
flag
attack.
bearing creeps. The regen is there. I don't think they're going to get the tower, but depending on the angle of these creeps, they're going to
Dire's
start
middle
tanking the tower.
is
The
under attack.
siege creep's still hitting the tier 1. The push is good. Push is very good.
Dire's structures are
Glyph is
fortified.
used, a nicely placed glyph. Snapfire shredding the armor. Now the jump in from the Ricky. He's got them in a smoke cloud, but that's kind of the end of it now. And now he's rooted. He's getting right click down. He's dead.
Radiant's bottom tower is
Oracle
under
bursts him
attack.
down. Queen of Pain screams onto 2. They're diving the tower now, though. Huskar jumps in. Huge break from him. The inner fire hitting onto 4 heroes. Quap goes down to the Impetus and Enchantress. She's turned up for this fight. She's going to clear up the Veno as well. At the end of it, it's a 3 for 2 and about 1500 damage on a tier 1. Maybe Dire can flip the script now and they can get a push going.
Tower is under attack.
Where's my fight recap? That's what I want.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
The distraction courier from Oracle. Distracting me at least. Huskar trying to get out from being under the tower. He's got a couple minus armor
Radiant's
from the
top tower
Shredder.
is under attack.
The burst is coming in,
Radiant
but he does heal at
structures
50
are
a
fortified.
second. This could be an elaborate bait, and it looks like it might be. The jump in from the Huskar and Peter's from the Enchantress. Just enchant slowing somebody, I'm not sure who. Gale onto 3 heroes, but I'm not sure if anyone's going to be alive for it to
Radiant's
matter.
middle tower is under attack.
Gale will tick him down a little bit, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. They all look fine to me. They chase in on the Venno. Venno forgetting that the Ricky's there. The power of the invisibility heroes against bots. This is big. He's so low. Now the tower punching its way.
Wish fulfilled.
He's so low. He'll heal up in the base. Ooh, some good fights coming out from these two teams. Best of 3, of course. So whoever wins or loses this game, it's not the end of the story there. Anti-Mage's Battle Fury is so far away. The cookie in, stuns on the Warlock, Shotgun Blast on the Warlock, Gale on the Warlock, Mana Void on the Warlock, Warlock's dead and the tier 1 falls. Now though, the Huskar jumps in a fire, not quite enough to finish off the AM. He's going to live from this. Huskar's dead too now, the Oracle's having a massacre. Forget the Queen of Plane, Oracle is the burst magic hero. Shadow Demon getting right click down, but they're under a tier 2. It's a lot of extra armor, it's a lot of extra health. They'll kill the clock just to get her out. But the Oracle! As soon as they start getting low, the Oracle's more than happy to just instantly pop them. Huge fight for the Radiant side. Oh, look at the graph. XP in the favor of Radiant's side
Dire's
again.
middle tower
First
is
time
under attack.
XP's been in the Radiant's favor since about 2 or 3 minutes into the game. Oracle's Aether Lens is finished, so now they can snipe people from a little bit further away.
Gotcha.
Trying to push the tier 2, it's ballsy, but I think it's going to work out for them. I don't know if they'll get the tier 2, but the amount of damage they're doing to it is quite beneficial. Now there's a Fatal Bonds Golem, but they're not microing the Golem. Queen of Pain, Scream onto the Golem of one hero. Oracle picks off the rest of it, but ooh, it's a bit of a disaster. Queen of Pain just needs to get herself out of there. She has a blink in 2 seconds. Oh no, but it's the Staircase of Doom. Vision very similar for both teams. Heavily mid-centered. Got this ward, which used to be a high ground here, but it isn't anymore. Got this ward to scan out the river on a little bit of both sides. Got this to cover the entrance into the triangle. Decent wards from the Dire side. They're not the worst I've ever seen. As a team fight breaks out, AM, he's in with the Mana Void, but that's not nearly enough. You've got to get the mana off of them first. Queen of Pain, she's dead too now. It's 3 heroes to fall. Venno, he's saved by the Oracle under the Fate's Edict. But the Oracle will sacrifice their life for that.
Radiant's middle tower
It's
is
a
under
3 for
attack.
nothing, and the tier 1 likely to fall if they just commit a little bit to it. A couple of right clicks, tier 1's dead.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Oh no. It's dead even all of a sudden. Every advantage that they've spent the whole game building is gone after a couple of bad fights. Serious Puppy, known for having a decent middle game. Bad lanes, usually criticism. Chasing the
Radiant's
Shadow
bottom
Demon.
tower is under attack.
Kisses way off the mark. And now you've got this mid fight and you
Radiant's
wish that you
middle
have the
tower
kisses
is under
for it.
attack.
Shotgun onto 2. Venno Gale onto 2. Cookie stuns the Huskar. He's disabled, but he's healing just as fast as they're doing damage to him. The shotgun with the purifying flames of the Oracle
Where are you going?
leads to 1 death. Enchantress is skilling the ultimate, so she is untouchable. AM struggling to get any purchase against her. He's got half of his Battle Fury. We're looking at a 30-minute Battle Fury for AM, which by the time it's finished will not be worth having. He's farming under the tower, but he's dying. Doesn't blink anywhere, he just blinks stationary. And he might die to the fatal bonds on these creeps, because that will keep doing damage to him. Pop! Blinks in, ults onto 2, the AM does tick down on the end. Venno gets impeded down. What she's doing, gonna do some right clicks. Out comes the golem, but they're not microing it. So the golem's just a big stun, but that's all they needed, a big enough stun. Stop the snapfire. Shotgun onto 4. But she's probably not getting out of it, and she isn't. 4 heroes dead for the Radiant side. Not microing the golem is a big concern to me. Sure, summoning the golem and getting there. What is it? Where's the stun? Does it not do a stun anymore? It used to do a stun. Okay, stunning enemies for 1 second. That's what it says in the description. The stun and the slam, immediate damage, that's okay. It has the little aura around it that they'll be stuck in during the stun, but if you're not going to micro the golem, that worries me. And manning up on the tier 1 tower, but Venno doesn't want them to take it. Huskar will jump from Venno, burning spears onto him, Ricky also onto him, but here's the Fate's Edict. They might be able to save him because the heal is amplified. Cookie on the quab, stuns 2, huge mana void! It's a 4 mana wipe, nobody dies, they did manage to save the Venno. That's one danger of overcommitting onto one target against an Oracle team. 2,500 gold swing. And the lead that Furious Buffy was beginning to build
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
now
Dire's
gone.
bottom tower has fallen.
Enchantress is still jungling. Oh, interesting. Enchantress is not picking up the neutral items. She might die here to these creeps. The Untouchable should keep her okay.
No.
Oh, she's dead to neutrals. I wonder if that breaks her 8 killing streak, sorry. You'd have to imagine no. Jump in, Cookie, Venno onto the Ricky, but he's invis because he just waits a few seconds. Now the Huskar's in and it's a huge fire. 3 heroes already dead. Snapfire trying to man up, but it's a bit of a massacre here. AM, he doesn't blink away, he just blinks to where he was already standing. That's not where you want to blink to. He's got blink available. He never blinks anywhere. He doesn't blink away. Oh, he's got blink again, but you can actually use it. Okay. AM now, after some good fights, is only 700 gold away from his Battle Fury, unless he dies. Given his about 250 GPM, he should have that Battle Fury at 28 minutes, a little bit faster than that estimate of 30 minutes that we thought before. But if he dies, it's going to be a 30-minute Battle Fury, and he's going to die here. Oh, although he's just running. Scar's chasing as well. Radiant's kind of got a bit of a side swipe going here. I don't know if that's any good for them. Queen of Pain, just get right-click down, but now she's under the Fate's Edict. Golem comes down, but they don't micro the golems. It's just the Immolation Aura. Although it doesn't matter if you're not microing the golem. If they're trying to man up and fight the golem, Venno's going to burn down to that golem. Oracle and Snap right-clicking the golem, trying to kill it. They're not focusing heroes, they're just focusing the golem. They finally get down the Shadow Fiend, Shadow Demon rather. The golem is healing up. If he was microing the golem, this would be an absolute massacre this game. Got 2v2 here. Oracle's low, trying to heal back up. Snapfire's at full. Might be able to offer something to help save Oracle, but is currently just warding. Oracle disarm, heal, Impetus undoes a lot of that work. Still trying to chase them down. Oracle's healed themselves to full and they will back out. All of that and it was just a 3 for 2. The AM TP'd out and lived. That fight happening mostly as a result of him. He's stuck on this little area of the staircase. So's the Snapfire. As soon as this Battle Fury gets done, his farm should speed up. Oracle way too deep for way too long. She's dead, and the AM's been tricked into sticking around as well. And now he's dead, and the Battle Fury gets further and further away. He's going to lose about 200 gold. Snap, stuck on the staircase. She can jump and force herself to
Dire's
safety.
top tower is under attack.
I know, thinking of going in, but there's not much to go in for. Finds himself found. They're gonna dive the tier 2 onto him. He could turn though with the Poison Nova and Poison Stings and the tower revealing and hitting the Riki. It's gonna get awkward for the Riki. I think Ricky's dead. Yep, Ricky's popped. Good kill by the Veno. 600 gold into his pockets because of that. The Shadow Demon lives thanks to a nice heal from the Warlock.
Where are you
Veno
going?
fighting up against the Ench, but the Untouchable makes it so hard to attack her. Mana Void wipes out the Shadow Demon. Impetus cleans up the Venomancer. AM, he's trying to man up, but he's not a man yet. He doesn't have any items, he's just a boy. Oracle gives the Fate's Edict, False Promise, sorry. She's going to start healing up the AM so that he doesn't die. They clean up the Warlock in the end. He's worth 600 gold. Trying to chase this Ench, but now here comes the Huskar. Jumps in, inner fire onto one. Not quite the impact he's used to having. AM coming in, chunking away his mana. He's 2 clicks from having no mana left. The Oracle holds the Huskar in place. He's healing his health, but his mana's still missing. AM getting disarmed and healed to damage him. The inner fire onto the Quap. She's dead. Is there enough left? It's 2v4 and they're under the enemy tier 2. That's not what you want. The Battle Fury finishes up 29 minutes, but he will die, so he doesn't get to use it. Here come the kisses, and that was one good kiss. But without any heroes here, it looks like Snapfire's just feeding. And get a little bit of a jump going. Cookie +4 staff, but she's still in danger. This life break. Especially when Veno starts body blocking. He came up to help out with the Venomous scale, but he mostly just body blocked, which felt a little bit dangerous there. Naya occupying most of the top of the leaderboard in terms of net worth. Pop has recovered. The AM is now the bottom 3 heroes. AM and Ricky not having good games this game. I mean, the AM 2 and 9, Ricky 8 and 9. Not what you want from these heroes. Radiant grouped up as 5. They're headed mid. This might be to their benefit because you've got a Shadow Demon here, a Huskar here. They catch 2 heroes, which they have done. Warlock is first to fall. Then the Ricky looking for some evasive action, but they don't find him. He might tick down though anyway, thanks to the Veno. No detection coming out from either side this game, really. Got dusts in the backpacks, but that's not going to help in a fight. And then this is that previous tier 2 push that they made, having set that tier 2 so low, which enables them just clear that tier 2 up immediately. They might be looking to push high ground here. There's only 3 heroes. They have a catapult. All 5 plus illusions are here. Sure enough, here comes right clicks onto the tier 3. Hunting for this Enchantress. She's stationary with the kisses. A nice little bit of synergy between the Oracle and the Snapfire. Cookie, AM, he nukes the Ench. She has buyback though. Now they're diving a little bit too far for my liking, but out comes the Quap Scream. And sure enough, Huskar's there too. He's going to buy back as well. Got him onto 5! Are they going to micro this time? No, not in this fight. It's a double golem. It's a triple kill for Snap before she dies. The Ench has died back through all of this. Quap, she's blinking, but she's not blinking out. She's blinking to where she was standing. She will fall too. Shadow Demon might tick down, even in the fountain. No, he just barely makes it. And the tier 3 gets heavily cracked.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Down to 960 health. I think that fight ends up being about even after all of that. I mean, you've got so many buybacks used. It looks to be about even. 1500 gold, 1800 gold. The double buy diebacks, setting the Dire core heroes. I mean, Ench was on top, Huskar was up there. They just had to spend so much
Radiant's
money.
top tower is under attack.
Even after the fight, the Ench is 500 gold in deficit.
Double damage.
The winner is Snapfire. She got 1400 gold for that fight. AM might even die here though. I mean, Ricky can jump in a few seconds. Burning Spears might just take him down. Blink not on the mark. Snapfire with the shotgun.
Is under attack.
They need more disable for this Huskar though. There's the first bit. He's lower and lower. One more right click, that will do it. Ricky goes into Tricks of the Trade, but he'll come out of Tricks of the Trade in this. And with these backpack dusts, you're not going to catch him. Dust, no good in the backpack. Oracle picks up Holy Locket, Glimmer Cape. What else got? Songe on the Snapfire, potentially a Halberd. Would be nice against the Huskar. Lotus Orb and Kaya on the Veno. Yule's Ags for the Quap. DKB hopefully soon for the Huskar. I mean, he's tried to build a Dragonlance actually. And he's got 4,000 gold in the bank, so Huskar's bricked. Enchantress also tried to build a Dragonlance, has 3,000 gold, and she's a little bit bricked. Furious Puppy. That's unfortunate. The Dragonlance gaming causing them some problems. They found a Warlock. He's invis for now. He's revealed. That's a lot of slow. That's a lot of right click. Warlock will go down. Huskar's still dead because it was a dieback death.
Should have seen that coming.
Finishing off the tier 2.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
Edge AI looking like they want to close this one out. The gold lead is even though, but the momentum feels like it's all Edge AI. Warlock with a buyback. He has his golems. He has Fatal Bonds. Radiant will respect it. They're like, alright, fair enough. Warlock's back, we'll back out. Or will we? Are we just going to change the push to mid? We can see that the tier 3 top is still alive. There are no towers mid. Rax, Glyph, here comes the fight. Warlock, Fatal Bonds Golem onto 5. Huskar jumps in, but he's already so low. There goes most of your damage, but the Golems burning down the heroes. The Venom will die when the False Promise ends. I'm pretty sure of it. Mana Void gets a double kill for the AM. They're all trying to TP out now. Ooh, AM, you're not going to win this fight with the Golems. If they were punching back, you would definitely be dead. Going to try and TP out. And he makes it just. Pay not so lucky. He's dead. In the base is where she died. So no Rax for the Radiant side. A hold from Dire, but it's costly. There was a buyback from the Warlock as well before the fight happened. So a costly hold. Ricky split pushing top. Shotgun will put an end to that push. The entire creep wave decimated. Between a shotgun and a couple of runs of the kisses. Ricky's here, he's hunting them. They don't know that he's here either. Yasha up for the AM. Ricky is going for, what is it called? Diffusal Blade, but it's like the old Diffusal Blade is what he's going for. So Furious Puppy beginning to get further and further behind on item choices. As Ricky now gets a little bit stuck. Confused. I don't know what's going on with his magic wand either. Because the cooldown is 13 seconds, but obviously his cooldown isn't ticking down. Got a couple of 4 staffs coming out here. Veno's in deep, but he pops the Gale and the Nova. Now the poison damage starting to accrue. Benno, under the safety of the false promise and the Fate's Edict, can keep him alive, and it's a double kill for the Benno. Out come the heals, and when this ends, he will be full. Meanwhile, Snapfire and the Anti-Mage getting picked off in the Dire jungle. Wanted to take this outpost, it looks like they got upheavaled and stuck into place. So even across the map, 2 kills for 2 kills. Safe lane and a support for a safe lane and a support.
Wish fulfilled.
Graph-wise, this game's been very close. The largest lead we've had is 3,000 in the whole game.
Is under attack.
They put the dagger onto the Huskar, they yaws him up. Out comes the Gale. The wards, right clicks onto the quad, but looks like she's likely to burn. No, she's fine actually. Huskar not doing as much damage as he used to. He hasn't spent any of his 5,000 gold, so he's starting to fall off.
Haste.
I'm a pain's best queen. Oh,
Ench refusing to spend any of her 4,000 gold. So what we're looking at is not a 4,000 lead for the Radiant side, but actually a 14,000 lead for the Radiant side. Nice micro on that centaur, almost lands that stun. The Quap not showing enough respect, a couple of
Dire's middle
pieces, she's
barracks
dead.
are under attack.
Unfortunately, that's more gold for Ench to not use. Creep's got in the base, did a little bit of unhealable damage for the ranged Rex. I know an Oracle are here now, but they're in an awkward place. Who's going in on who? Ricky's invis.
Dire's middle
And he
barracks
just wants
are
to
under
take the
attack.
racks. He doesn't want to fight. Look at him. Oracle tanking the towers. Out comes the Poison Nova. It's doing a lot of chip damage to them over time. They're fighting into 5 Venom wards. That's the death of one. Here comes the death of the other. On the other side of things, ticking out Ricky. Finally to fall. He
Dire's
lives!
middle barracks
With 1
are under
health, he
attack.
lives! Meanwhile, over here, we saw a Snapfire get picked off. Benno about to pick up the first racks of the game. His push gets the ranged racks. Husk with the huge jump inner fire puts the Benno so low.
where are you
Focus
going?
Orb is up, and yeah, he is so dead. I think Benno's happy to trade his life for that range racks. He would have loved to get the melee though. Shivers comes out from the Warlock. Wow, he's rich. Highest net worth here on the Dire side. That's baffling to think about in all honesty. Support Warlock taking over the game. Huskar bottom 3 heroes, Anti-Mage bottom 4 heroes. The safe laners
Dire's top tower is under attack.
not really relevant this game. AM finishes up his Manta. That'll be a big improvement.
Double damage.
And fair play to him, he pushes really quickly with the Battle Fury. That can cause problems for bots. Not using his blink correctly. We can forgive a few mistakes here and there. Pushes in the base. Tower starts
Dire's
at
bottom
2,000.
tower
Where
is
will it
under
end up?
attack.
Looks to be 1900-ish. Shivers comes out. Right click's coming on. The final health at the end of the push is 1825. So AM getting about 175 damage on that tower. Bet he wishes that he pushed with this catapult wave instead. Meanwhile, we've got a fight breaking out mid. Ricky gets caught. Cookie's stunned. He's under the tower, which is sabotaging his invis. Tricks of the trade will come out. He was invis for a moment.
Want to be seen like this?
He's dead. No dusts used at all. I'm not sure where the vision came from, or if he just broke his own invis. Should be invis within 2 seconds. Fade delay. Antris finding more neutral items. The Dire side starting to equip them. Ench specifically is not willing to pick them up though, I think. Big push mid. They can see Ricky's dead. They can see there are 2 heroes bot. See that there's 1 hero top. They know that no one's here to defend.
Dire's
Buy
middle
back from
barracks
Ricky,
are
but
under
it's too
attack.
slow.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Lift will buy some time, but they're not going to get the heroes that they need to defend this back here to defend this in time. The melee racks fall in favour of Edge AI.
Dire's middle barracks
Now they're
is
throning! I admire the balls on this.
fallen. Radiant's courier has been killed.
Because you've got Warlock split pushing bot with a huge creep wave. You've got Shadow Demon warding up the
Dire's
jungle.
middle
You've got
tower
Ench
has fallen.
actively jungling. Huskar and Ricky are like, well, we can't defend this by ourselves. And Edge AI asks the
Dire's
question,
middle
if you're not going to bring
tower
all
has
5
fallen.
heroes back here and fight
Radiant's
us,
bottom tower is
we're
under
just going to
attack.
end. And that's what they're doing, and that's what they're about to finish doing.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Sure, you've got these huge sideways, sure you get the tier 2, but the game is over. You've got the outpost now, but it's
Radiant victory.
it's not quite right. It's a win for Edge AI. Where's my little thing? I can also cross Ricky off the unpicked heroes list now. Edge AI taking game 1 of this best of 3. Puppy is going to have to pull out 2 in a row if they want to stay in this tournament. MVPs, it's got to go to the Oracle. That man was a beast. He went beast mode. He was racking up kills all throughout the laning stage, the early mid game, and the mid game. If the hero ever went below 300 health, he was there to put those Purifying Flames on and execute them. On the other side of things, hard to get... because the Ench and the Huskar did okay, but they're also the primary reason this game was lost, due to the way that after about 10 minutes of good laning, Ench went, alright, peace out lads, I'm going to the jungle, and never really came out of that jungle, as well as getting stuck on the Dragonlance, both of the heroes, Huskar having a sketchy mid, but then coming back for a really good early game, but then not turning it into anything. Warlock wasn't microing his golems. It's hard to give out MVPs. I think it'll go to the Ench due to the KDA. I mean, 17 and 4 is very impressive on an Enchantress offlaner. In terms of items, we've got not enough detection when you're playing against a Ricky. Like, sure, you bought 17 dusts, but they just kind of sat in your backpack and they weren't used correctly-ish. Oracle with an exceptional healing tally, lots of great saves throughout this game. Venno with great damage as well, to be fair. Maybe we'll throw out one of those classic double MVPs. We'll do Venno and Oracle and Enchantress. Double MVP for one side. Looking at the graphs, the story of this game is that it was extremely close from start to finish. That gold lead was within 3,000 for the entire game until you get here, that 41-minute mark, where the racks fell, the tier 3 fell, the tier 4s fall. That's a huge influx of gold all of a sudden. And that pushes it just over that 5,000 mark when the game ends. This game was so close from start to finish, and I do think the Dire side were more likely to fall off, as they had 2 heroes that stopped scaling, they stopped buying items, they were stuck on the Dragonlance build, as well as Warlock not microing his golems would not age well. Whereas Anti-Mage seemed his weakest in the early game, getting that 29-minute Battle Fury. That's game-losing Battle Fury timing. But once he's got it, he will accelerate his farm. It's just the later the game goes on, the better he gets. And he didn't start that process of farming until 30 minutes, but as soon as he started it, now the clock is on. Oracle, Venno played their minds out. Queen of Pain had an awful lane and recovered quite well. Lots of close fights, lots of one-sided fights going back and forth. Dire side picked up a few neutral items, but they weren't really committed to picking up the neutral items. They sort of got a few by accident. The Radiant side, I mean, Edge AI, if they don't pick up any neutral items in the next game, and we don't have a Dragonlance issue, that might cost them the game, and then we'll be in the finale of this best of 3. As for what's going to happen in the rest of this best for 3, I will leave that for you to find out when you watch the rest of this best of 3 coming up next. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you then. Bye.